Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. How is everyone doing? I hope everyone is okay. I feel like the lighting is really not the best, but it's nice weather and I thought, do you know what? I can get outside and I can film part 2 of the Q&A that I wanted to do. So I'm going to be answering some questions that you guys asked me. So I hope that you enjoy watching and I hope that you find this video helpful in some kind of way. I feel like my camera battery might die, so I really hope that it doesn't. I think that's a bit better. The first question is, did you struggle with negative body image during your childhood / adolescence? And the answer to that is yes, definitely. I think that probably from around the age of 12, 11, that's when I started to be a lot more aware of my appearance and the way that I looked and how my body looked, and that's when I kind of started to look at food in a different way. The next question is, what's the biggest thing that you have done that has helped you the most in recovery? And I would say with this one, it's a mixture of two things. One, trying new foods and kind of making food and trying recipes, because I think that it's made it a lot more exciting and I've discovered so many new foods that I like. And the second thing is definitely reducing the amount of exercise that I've been doing and actually listening to my body. So yeah, trying new foods, cooking like new recipes and reducing exercise, and also therapy. That has been a massive help and a massive kind of turning point for me to carry on in recovery. Somebody has just started mowing their lawn, so I apologise if you can't hear me. The next question is, what's the one thing that made you realise how much you needed to get better? And for me, this was when I've got quite a few situations, but one of them is when I was at work. I one day just broke down and I physically couldn't answer a customer's question, and I got really overwhelmed and really upset and just had a breakdown, and that was kind of like a turning point for me because I had to get sent home from work, and that's when things just started to go bad for me. And not long after that I was taken to inpatient. There's still moments now where I get this feeling of, oh, I really need to do this and like I really need to carry on with this. And a couple of weeks ago I did actually have this experience where I went out for kind of like a run / walk. On this walk I started to feel really unwell, and it was almost like my brain and body were just not working properly. For me, that was a big wake-up call of my body giving me so many different signs that actually you need to take a step back and you need to focus on yourself and recover. And since then I have really been going at recovery how I should be, and I can tell you I feel so much better for doing it and so much better for listening to my body. So if you are kind of stuck in this like middle ground, then honestly just give it your all. I know it's hard, but honestly the only thing that I'm regretting now is not doing this sooner. The next question is, what are you looking forward to the most once recovered? For me, it's like freedom and just being able to go out and connect with people again and see the world and just do the things that I really want to do and not have this crippling fear or shame or guilt lingering around me. So yeah, it's just to reach that point where you feel energized, your body feels healthy, and you're able to go and like socialize again. That's something that's really exciting for me. The next question is, what's your experience with your ED community team? And for me, it was kind of a very rocky road in the beginning. I was really unwell and really, what's the word? I couldn't see how unwell I was, and I was quite horrible to my community team. I thought that they were out to get me. I thought that they were betraying me. I didn't really engage with what they were telling me. I kind of just did my own thing and did everything that they told me not to do. That was quite hard because I was so determined to just not do what I was being told, and I didn't listen. In the beginning, yes, it was not the best, and that took time for me to build up the trust with the community team. But then as things happened, and after I went into inpatient and came back out again, I was able to then think a lot more clear and kind of process what was going on. So then it did make the relationship between me and the community team much stronger. I absolutely love my therapist that I have currently, and we get on really well. It started off really bad, but now it's a lot better, and now that I'm better, well, now that I'm a lot better, I can also see clear. And yeah, it's just important to remember that they aren't out to get you, they are there to support you. And if you do have access to a community team, then please lean on them as much as you can, because they just want to be there for you. The next question is, what's changed recently to give you a second wind? Is it therapy? I love this question. Honestly, there's a lot of things that have kind of changed my mindset. One of them being that I am literally going to be 24 next week, and I don't want to waste any more time to this illness. And I know that it's so hard to break out of it, but I honestly just think that life is so short and life is so precious, and I want to make the most of my time and being young. I don't want to reach an older age and think, God, I wasted all of my 20s obeying this illness. And yeah, that's something that really has given me like that second wind and motivation to kind of really go all in with this, with an all-in mindset. But yeah, the therapy that I've been having as well has made a massive difference on the way that I think, the way that I feel, my understanding of the illness and things that have happened to me previously, which is kind of why I am where I am. And learning that can really help you to kind of process that and move forward. So yeah, therapy and just a lot of mindset shifts from me personally. The next question is, looking back on Demi a few months ago, what would you say is the biggest change? I love this question. I would say the biggest change for me is my mindset, and that has only happened by doing the things that we desperately don't want to do, and that is eating more food and rehabilitating myself and my body and nourishing my body. And by doing that, it has completely changed my thought process. It's made my emotions different, and the way that I think and feel are completely different. I do have days where obviously I am an emotional wreck, I'm really down, I feel like I can't do it, but I think that increasing the amount of food I've been having and not doing as much exercise has massively changed me. And looking back at a few months ago, I probably wouldn't have thought that I would get to where I am now. It just takes time sometimes, and you have to kind of go through these situations in your recovery where you think, oh, actually, and you have like a big realization. Now, for everybody this might not be the case, but for me, that's how it's been. The next question is, what have been your fave food discoveries since committing to recovery? There is so many, honestly, so many. Feta cheese is one that I absolutely adore at the minute. Avocado as well, because I used to be terrified of that, but I love avocado. Feta cheese, and honestly all of the Deliciously Ella range. You all know me now. I absolutely love it. Greek yogurt as well. Like, I never used to eat a lot of Greek yogurt, but I absolutely love it now, and it has to be 2% or 5% even better. And ice cream, honestly, ice cream is just unreal. There's so many things, honestly, but yeah, that's just some of my favourite things at the moment. The next question is, do you have any goals in mind that you're working towards? And the answer is yes. So a couple of my goals are to obviously fully reach nutritional rehabilitation. I'm literally trying so hard to get there, and I know that I will get there, and I want to bring you along with this next step of my recovery, because I think that it's been the most, what's the word, I've just learned so much at this point. I know that it's possible, and it's possible for you too. That's one goal I'm working towards. The second one is, I have always had this burning desire to work as cabin crew again. Obviously, as I go through my recovery and rehabilitate nutritionally, I potentially might go and try and be cabin crew again. And then also just healing my relationship with exercise is a goal, because I do want to get into running and stuff. Yeah, it's something I'm passionate about, so I just want to make sure that I'm safe to do that first, and then yeah, that will all come. The next question is, did you deal with bad digestive issues, especially when trying to increase? Any tips? So the answer to this is yes, I did, and I still do sometimes. I know it's really uncomfortable and you can have a whole host of things going on, but remember, it's completely natural and it's just your body's response from obviously going through a period of restriction and then having all of this food coming back in. Your body is just going to take time to adapt, and then there's so many different functions going on and your body is literally trying to repair. I think I said in one of my videos the other day that it was like having minions running around your body, and that is exactly what's happening. Like, all of the food that you're eating and everything, a lot of the time is going straight to your vital organs, and it's protecting like your heart and all of that kind of stuff. So even something else that I just want to say, even if the scale goes up, how do you know that that's not just muscle, and how do you know that that's not just going to protect your heart, etc.? Like, it's completely okay and it's completely normal. And when you see that number going up, you kind of just think, oh my god, that's it, like it's going to my legs, it's going to my arms. And even if it is, it doesn't matter, because you're going to be healthier, and that's what's most important. Gone on a bit of a tangent then, but yes, I did, and I won't go into too much detail about them, but yeah, bloating, constipation. My tips as well would be a hot water bottle is good for bloating. Herbal teas can be really good as well to help digestion, and make sure that you're getting plenty of fibre in your diet, because fibre is absolutely incredible and it's so good for your gut, and it can also help obviously keep things a bit more regular down below. The next question is, do you see a dietitian? Yes, I do. I absolutely love my dietitian. She is incredible. If you do have access to a dietitian, 100% use it, and if you don't, then there's plenty of stuff online that you can have access to, because I know that not everybody can get the support that they deserve. My camera battery has started flashing, so that's really annoying. The next question is, are you currently working or are you taking a break while focusing on recovery? I am not currently working. I have really been focusing on recovery in the last few weeks / months. I'm not working, and I think it's exactly what I needed, just to process things and get myself into a better position where now I feel a lot more clear in my mind and able to go back into the work scene. My camera battery is flashing. I will be back, I promise. Hi everyone, I am back. I'm sorry that my camera battery died. Can't remember where we left off. That was it, about work. It's really hard. I was working all the way up to just before I went into inpatient, and as soon as I came out I went straight back into work, and I think that that's probably the worst thing that I probably did, because it really kind of just hindered my recovery, where I think I just really needed that time to process everything and be able to fully get myself back again. It really does take a lot of time to build yourself back up and kind of process the emotions. So don't ever feel bad for not working. I know a lot of people out there may feel this way, but please don't feel bad and take as much time as you need to get yourself back to being in a better place, because honestly it will be so worth it in the long run. You are your priority. The next question is, one thing you wish you could tell your past self. God, that's a really good question. I think it would be not to worry, honestly, and I know that that's so cliche and so, oh, I didn't think of that, but honestly I wish I could just give my younger self a big hug and say, don't worry, it's all gonna be okay. I think I would just say, don't rush, don't worry, and take your time and love yourself. Honestly, love yourself. Like, your body is literally your home, and all of the things that it does for you are just so amazing. So yeah. Next question is, what was the worst inpatient food you were served? Oh god, I actually have a picture of this, so I will put it on the screen here. One day, well actually no, this happened a couple of times, but because I didn't want butter, I mean, if I could go back in time now, I would have just said, Demi, just have the butter. I wouldn't have the butter, and instead I had to have like a replacement, because when you're inpatient, if you don't have something, then you just get given something that's of similar nutrient value. For me, that was avocado, and I was getting given avocado with the most randomest selection of food to make up for the butter, and they give me this avocado one day and it was just black. That was probably the worst thing. One night I had, I'll put a picture here, I had this like bagel and they just give me like loads of packs of jam and 2 ginger biscuits, and that was like my dinner. It was just really bizarre, but yeah. The next question is, what's the best thing recovery has given you so far? I would say my ability to laugh at things again, and energy. Being able to laugh, that is a big one, because I can remember when I was really unwell that if something made me laugh, I would be so desperate to laugh, but I just physically, I didn't have the energy and I couldn't laugh, so I would like just make a noise and be like, huh. But I actually wanted to laugh, but I just couldn't. But now I can actually laugh at things, and I'm getting like my personality back, and yeah, that's one of the many good things that are coming from this. The last question that I'm going to answer is, what's your relationship with exercise like, and what do you do now? My relationship with exercise is, it's not where I want it to be and it's not where it should be, but I do recognise this and I'm very aware of it, which I think is a good thing. And I think sometimes as well we have to think, we know exactly what we're doing and we know what's fueling the fire basically, and exercise for me fuels that fire and keeps it going longer. I think that my relationship currently is probably better than what it has been, but I'm still working on it and I'm trying my hardest to rest as much as I can because it's so important. What do I do now? I mainly go for walks at the moment. I have started doing Pilates, which is really good. It's just important to make sure that you're absorbing all of them nutrients and not burning them away or compensating in any other way, because it's just kind of neglecting the recovery and it's just going to make it longer and prolong the process. And the sooner that you kind of get yourself in a better place, then you can go and do all of the exercise that you want to, not that you have to, and you might find that you actually don't want to once you kind of heal yourself. So yeah, I hope that summarises and I hope that makes sense. I genuinely do have a passion for exercise and fitness, so I completely understand why it plays such a big part in people's journey, and yeah, if it doesn't, then that's also okay. It doesn't make you any less valid, because I know not everybody struggles with this aspect of things. I think that's all of the questions answered. We got there in the end and I hope you enjoyed watching. Now I'm thinking back and I'm thinking, I really can't remember what I've been saying, and I hope that it makes sense. If you do want to see another video like this, drop me some more questions down below, because I like these kind of videos and I hope that it helps other people to feel less alone, and hopefully gives you a little bit of motivation or just a little push to keep on going, because honestly I have noticed in this last week how much better I feel in terms of energy, and I just feel more like myself each day, and that's come from me actually doing recovery how it should be done, and that means resting and eating the things that I actually want to eat. And I know that it's not that easy, but you can do it. Honestly, you can do it. Just keep on going and it does get easier. And remember, challenge creates change. I promise I won't ramble too much more, but I just want to share something. So the other day I was thinking, you know when you kind of sit and reflect on your younger self and think, oh, I wish I was that age again? Well, think about it this way. You are currently at an age where in a few years time you're going to look back and think, oh, I wish I was that age again. So you honestly need to start living now, start doing things that are right for you, because literally in a few years time you'll be wishing you were back at this age that you currently are now. So it's so important to kind of make the most of each day, be super grateful, because life is so important, it's so precious and it's so amazing. I know that it sounds so cliche, but it's so true. I just had that realization the other day and I was like, wow, in a few years I'll be saying, oh, I wish I was 23 again. So I need to start living and I need to start treating myself how I should, and looking after myself and taking priority of my health and thinking about my future as well, because it's so important. I feel emotional thinking about it, like it's made me have goosebumps. I hope that made sense. But anyway, I just thought I would share it because I just started thinking and I was like, wow, But anyway, I am going to end the video here now because I don't want to ramble too much. But I hope you enjoyed watching and I'll see you next time. Bye!